asked you this question a couple times already, but I guess has anything changed as far as your decision-making process for next year? Are you still kind of waiting until after the poll for that?
Yeah, for my family and I, it's something that I think we wish we could have an answer by now, but it just hasn't come to me. And I knew that I wanted to play in the bowl game. There was no doubt. I wanted to get out there with my boys at least one more time and just go out there, finish the season on the right note with 5 wins, in a row. And but ultimately just haven't come to a decision yet. My family and I, and me personally, just haven't. Nothing's too clear for me right now. So.
We heard that during that flu game against South Carolina that you were one of the sick ones. I guess what was that week like?
Yeah, it was horrible, to be honest with you. Yeah, I went to bed Sunday not feeling too great. Was hoping it was just going to be something quick, but woke up Monday morning feeling pretty bad. Went in, tested positive for the flu. Wasn't sure kind of how the week was going to progress, but tried to get out there on Thursday. Just couldn't get through practice 'cause just wasn't feeling well still. But ultimately decided we were going to still make the trip to Columbia. Do what we could to get me ready for the game Saturday, and was just able to make it happen. Huge shout out to the training staff and everybody that kind of helped me get there. But yeah, was just able to go out there, win the state championship, which is all we wanted to do. So it was a great time.
What percentage we put on where you were in that game compared to normal? Were you at 70%?
Yeah, it's just so tough. I mean, because you talk about the physical and mental side of the game. Mentally, I was fully there. Was able to get caught up with Phil, especially being my roommate, helping me out. Coach Spiller doing a great job with me. Coach Riley. Physically, I'd say I really hadn't run all week, so I couldn't put a number on it. I'd say anywhere from probably 50 to 75% going out there. I mean, just hadn't gotten any physical preparation during the week, so wasn't too sure what I was going to get when I went out there. But another huge shout out to Coach Spiller. Shows how great of a job he does managing his room and all the reps with everything going on. So huge shout out to him.
Was that the worst you felt played a game physically though? Would you say would that be the worst?
Yeah, no doubt. 100%. I try to think back to another game I've had like that, but that was definitely the most sick that I've been leading up to a game and also during a game. Just would go 2 or 3 plays and just felt the urge to throw up, get off the field. I mean, it was a tough weekend, and then kind of set me back a little bit. So had to get back early the next week, the week after the South Carolina game. But hey, we got the job done. So I was happy.
How do you push yourself through that mentally during the game when you feel like you got to puke every other play?
Yeah, it's tough, but you look out there and you see Phil struggling too from having to go 9, 10, 11 play drives straight. So, Coach Sweeney actually showed us a video this week that summed it up tremendously, and it's just like, ultimately, what would you do, or the greatest teams, the greatest competitors are going to dig deep and find a way to fight for their brother beside them. So, I would say Phil, firsthand, and then, just all my other teammates going out there, knowing what they sacrificed for me, especially just not being able to go out there Monday through Thursday practice-wise. I just miss being out there with the guys. So, just ultimately wanted to get out there and play with them and help them out as much as I could.
So I think, not being 100% in your last game, to have this bowl game, which again you don't know if you will be your last game here or not. I mean, how eager are you, I guess, to play in that game?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great just getting out there to even practice with the guys. First kind of full week back with it even being finals week, but we'll kind of disconnect at the early part of next week and get a little time with the families at home or wherever the players choose to be, and then we get to the bowl site. We got a Tanoga Christmas. I mean, freaking incredible, right? We're just. Me personally, I'm just so excited to get out there. Like you said, don't know if it's going to be my last opportunity or not. So just going to make the absolute most of it. Soak it all in and go out there and just try to make the biggest impact that I can.
Any questions for Will virtually?
Yeah, Will, Larry Williams of Tiger Illustrated. Apologies if you've already addressed this, but the decision, is it strictly coming back to Clemson for NFL, or is it also a transfer possibility? Just curious about that.
Yeah, that's a great question, and with where I am at this point in the process, it's either to move on to the next level, being the NFL, or staying back and continuing to be a Clemson Tiger. Transferring is just not something that my family and I think we represent as a family. Not saying that it's not a great option for some people, but for me in my position, where I'm at, it's either on to the big leagues or staying back at Clemson University and being a Tiger for one more year.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions for Will?
Hey, Will.
Go ahead, Anna.
Yeah, hey, Will. You probably already answered this previously again, but can you just shed light again on how you or where you are at the decision-making process in terms of anything that you'd like to share that you're still weighing?
Yeah, I think if I'm being as transparent as I can be, it's just that I've really just been back and forth. Some mornings I'll wake up and I think there's no other option than to move on and go try my luck at the NFL. And then some days I wake up and I think it'd be stupid to not come back and come win a national championship with the guys that I came in with. So it's a difficult decision, and I wish I could sit here and say that I do have a decision that I've made, but I'm still just so back and forth with it. Going to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, just hoping that He'll give me an answer, but also in no rush. Like I said, I'm soaking it all in, enjoying every moment. With my best friends, teammates, coaches, everybody that has shaped me into who I am, today through this program, and just enjoying it. But honestly, at a stalemate with myself right now, just trying to make that decision and see it clear.
What are like the pros and cons that you think about on each side?
Yeah, I think the first thing that comes to mind is, just the position I play, being running back, having a little bit of being devalued at the next level, and just the small shelf life that we're kind of being given a reputation to. So, those are some of the things to think about. But then also, that I'm just a 21-year-old kid just trying to, enjoy life and take in every moment. This is the sport that I began playing when, I couldn't even dream of being where I am now. So also taking that kid mindset and realizing that, you just got to have fun with everything you do in life. And while you do have to make great, smart decisions for yourself, you can't look at everything with a business decision, but also have to look at the emotions and everything involved in it as well.
You say devalued. Devalued. Running backs are kind of devalued at the next level right now.
Well, I think it's just a situation where when you get an elite back, you look at the margin between him and maybe a rookie guy that you can pay millions of dollars less to produce somewhat close to the same output, right? So you get that component, and then you also look at it from the shelf life that I mentioned, and looking like we're I don't know the exact average years, but it can't be more than 3-4 years, right? Which that's when you get out of your first contract. So I think just the position overall in general, we've got to continue to just show our worth. Go out there and it was huge having 2 first-round guys this past year, and they've done a great job out there. So just continuing to do that, prove ourselves as backs, and just expand our potential and what we can do and what we can produce. Being able to catch the ball out of the backfield is something I emphasize in my game because I think it's going to help at the next level and giving me a little bit more value as a back.
Is that something that makes the decision really complicated, though, in terms of you don't want to put too much tread on your tires, obviously, before you get there, but at the same time, you want to be as prepared as you are, as you can be, for that contract, being able to only be 1 or 2 of them. Is that kind of make it difficult in terms of
Yeah, it definitely does. It's just looking at it from 2 different perspectives. If you head out, you're 1 year closer to that second contract. You take less tread off your tires, and you're younger going into it. But at the same time, I think if God willing, no huge injuries happen, I think I can continue this for 10 plus years. I really do. And it's what you put into it. And like I said, so many things have to align. You can't get injured. You got to go to the right organization. I mean, so many things go into it. But at the end of the day, you just got to follow God's path. And for me, I think that could be 10 plus years in the NFL. What's 1 year going to hurt me? But at the same time, you got to look at it from different perspectives and see it as something like that 1 year could be the difference, between millions of dollars and not making it to your second contract, or if you do go on missing a national championship, right? I mean, I could go through a million scenarios that go through my head, day in and day out. But yeah, it's definitely a tough decision, and those are things you have to weigh in to make it.
I guess Barrett coming back, does that influence you anyway? I think one of those guys who was considering potentially going pro coming back, does that factor in at all?
Yeah, it definitely helps. I love my guy Zero. Like I said, just the guys that I came in with. Those are who I consider my brothers. I mean, I got 139 of them, no doubt, but those guys that I came in with, my class, we have a special bond, and was pumped to see, Barrett make the decision to come back. Also pumped for guys like Jeremiah and Nate who have decided, they're going to move on. I think it's great for them. But yeah, seeing Zero come back definitely helps it out a little bit.
Not to put words in your mouth, but I feel like when we talked to you after senior day, you mentioned the idea of transfer, you kind of said anything's on the table. Did something change and kind of you and your family thinking about it? You're a lot more forceful now in saying it's either league or here. You're kind of ruling out transferring. Did something change there?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think after the South Carolina game, when I was asked, I really hadn't put any thought into it. I was so focused on finishing the season, in the right note and winning that state championship, checking that goal off. So, I didn't want to answer one way and then, something happens and not be able to kind of step back on that word. So I just wanted to leave everything on the table. But, as I mentioned earlier, my parents and I have discussed it now, and it's just not going to be an option for me. With everything going on in today's world, there is good opportunities to do so, but I love Clemson University, and what it's done for me. I feel like I'd be doing myself and everyone a disservice if I were to take that route. It's just not something that came to my family and I as plausible.
Anybody else for Will? All right, shit.
Awesome. Thanks, Ross. Yep. Thank you, guys.